tomorrow we start a new year, but also tomorrow is the launch of Cobra Kai season number 3. That's right, season 3. So I hope if you're watching this video, you have caught up on all the first 2 season episodes, because there may be some spoilers. I don't believe so, but if you haven't seen any of the Cobra Kai's, then there could be some things I say right now to give it away. So this video, I wanted to share my commentary, my thoughts on what I gained by watching Cobra Kai. Now, let me just share my Karate Kid Cobra Kai experience. Doesn't just start with Cobra Kai. I have seen all 4 Karate Kid movies, and I've lost track of how many times I've seen the first 2 Karate Kids. The first Karate Kid I've seen probably 50 times. The second Karate Kid, I saw that a lot. The third Karate Kid, I watched that at least 10 times, maybe 15 times. And even the next Karate Kid. So if you didn't know, there was a 4th one. It was called The Next Karate Kid, where Mr. Miyagi was now mentoring Hilary Swank was the character. So we went from, Daniel LaRusso to a whole new character. So my daughters, the reason why I watched The Next Karate Kid, my daughters like that one. That's their favorite, is The Next Karate Kid. So what did I gain by watching the Karate Kid and the Cobra Kai series? So this is Jerry Franklin Poe coming at you with the last day of 31 Days of Sharing. This is the last day with the last 2 segments will be coming out today. So we're live with this segment on Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai was fascinating to me. Fascinating because the story changed my perspective on how I saw the whole Karate Kid universe, the whole Karate Kid world. And what I walk away with is that Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence have more in common than I ever thought they did before. They have more in common. They're like the same, almost the same person, the same character, but the difference between the two is their teacher or the leadership that they had in their lives. So let me just recap. So if you're not catching it, if you think I'm going crazy, yes, Johnny Lawrence, Mr. Cobra Kai, Daniel LaRusso, Miyagi-Do Karate, they both are the same. They're more of similar characters than they are different characters. So where am I getting at? How did I get to this? Come to this conclusion? How did I get to this belief? This thinking? Well, when you look at Daniel's story, and you see, the common things that we all know, they both do karate. They both dated a girl named Allie with an I, right? We know that. That's obvious. But when you look at the story, the Karate Kid experience for Daniel LaRusso is all about acceptance. He wants to be accepted. He wants to be appreciated. He wants to be, he's seeking approval, right? He's seeking approval. He's seeking appreciation, and he is seeking acceptance. Now, when you look at Johnny Lawrence in the Cobra Kai series, the Cobra Kai show is now giving you the backstory on Johnny Lawrence. And when we pull back the layers, they're both dealing with the same thing. In Johnny's story, what was he looking for? He was looking for acceptance. He was looking for approval. He was looking for appreciation. And Daniel was looking for that from his peer group. When he got to California from New Jersey, he was trying to fit in this new West Coast life, this new high school. He was trying to be accepted, meet new friends, and to fit in, right? Well, if you go back and look at Johnny's history, Johnny was looking for the same thing when he was younger. He was looking to fit in when he was a little kid. And the group that he found to fit in with was Cobra Kai. The person that he was seeking approval from was John Kreese, the dojo master, the sensei at the Cobra Kai dojo. He was getting appreciation from excelling in the ranks of the Cobra Kai beliefs and the Cobra Kai karate. That's where he was getting all of his approval, appreciation, acceptance. His validation was coming from Cobra Kai. His validation was coming from John Kreese. Now you compare that to Daniel. Daniel's validation, Daniel's acceptance was coming from a different place. The difference between Daniel and Johnny isn't who they are as a person per se, because they're both hotheads. They both have anger issues. They both have, emotional temperaments that are similar. The difference is the leader that showed up in their lives. The difference is the teacher that showed up in their lives. See, Johnny got exposed to a certain philosophy, a certain teaching at an early age that changed his perspective on how to solve his problems in life, how to chart his course in life. His course was charted based on the philosophies and the teachings of John Kreese. That was the leader. So what we have to realize is that the teacher and the leader, they create the student's character, right? So there's a saying that says bad associations to spoil useful habits. Bad associations spoil useful habits. Well, bad leadership and bad teachers will destroy the lives of the student. The bad teachers and bad leaders destroy the lives of the team. Bad teachers and bad leadership destroy good character. So here we have a person who was taught how to use their anger, how to use their emotions in their fighting style. That the Cobra Kai never dies, right? Cobra Kai never dies. Cobra Kai, the rules of Cobra Kai is that you strike first, strike hard, and show no mercy. Strike first, strike hard, show no mercy. These philosophies, those were ingrained into his character at a young age. You know, we know from scriptural text or spiritual text, it says that if you train a child in the way that they should go, they will not stray away from it. So you follow the course of Johnny Lawrence's life, even though he becomes an adult. And as an adult, he realizes that his teacher, his mentor, the leader that showed up in his life, he realizes that that person wasn't a good guy. He has issues with the person that he was following. John Kreese. He has issues with this person. He knows this person's not a good person. But because those philosophies were ingrained in him, whenever he gets in a situation where he's in trouble, whenever he has to rely on something to get him through, he goes back to what it was he was given as a child. Strike first, strike hard, show no mercy. Those are his formulas or his winning strategy for life. That's what he believes in because that's what he got. That was the core beliefs that he got as a child. So whenever he gets in trouble, even though he doesn't like the teacher as much, even though he doesn't believe in the teacher as much, he's still relying on the teachings as a way to deal with life situations, which is very interesting. That we can be exposed to information, and even though that we know that the information is wrong, because we got exposed to it at an early age, because we got exposed to it enough times that it's still inside of us and it still alters or impacts our thinking. It's very interesting right there. Very interesting. But we flip it. Look at Daniel LaRusso. Same type of person. Hothead, anger issues. But his teacher, Mr. Miyagi, his leader, the person that showed up in his life, was teaching him about balance. They're teaching him about not attacking first. That fighting is the last resort. To control your emotions, to channel the anger and to channel the emotions, to develop patience, to develop peace, to develop calmness. So the styles of leadership, the philosophies that they were being taught were from two different perspectives. So we looked at Johnny Lawrence in the Karate Kid movies. He was like the bad guy. Right? The bad guy. Like the people we saw as the bad guy, we realized they really weren't the bad guy. The person that we thought was the good guy really wasn't the good guy. Right? When we end up, what's really funny about Cobra Kai is that we end up rooting for both Daniel and Johnny. We root for Johnny Lawrence as much as we're rooting for Daniel. I know I am. I'm rooting for both of them. Like, yeah, I want both of them to win because they both are people that have good and bad in them, right? They both are just dealing with their own issues, their own demons. They're trying to do their best to reach for the better angels of their lives, right? To deal with the stuff that's happening around them. And they both have these character flaws, and we see that a lot of their character flaws are the same. But the difference between the two is the approach that they were given when they were younger. So this is important for me to recognize because number one, mentorship is key. The whole thing about this is mentorship. And mentorship, whether it be for younger people or even for adults, it's all about who are you choosing to follow and the leadership that person has in their life. Their character, their leadership is going to rub off on you. and it's going to shape the person that you become. So we have to be careful about who shows up in our lives and who we decide to follow and who we decide to mentor us. Because one person can show up in your life and they can lead you on a course that could be self-destructive. Another person shows up in your life and they can lead you on a course that's going to be self-empowering. So Daniel, based on the philosophies, even though he has these flaws, because he relies back on what Mr. Miyagi has taught him, the balance, focusing on channeling your emotions and centering yourself, he can reset his course and readjust when things aren't going right. He's like, oh, I know how to steer my ship back the right direction. And Johnny, on the other hand, because of the teachings he got from John Kreese, he's having a harder time navigating because his strategy is always to attack first. He's an attack first mindset because that's what he was taught, to strike first, strike hard, and show no mercy. Now, this is my perspective on the show, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because I think it's interesting when we watch stuff to see how can it apply to our own personal lives, how can it apply to our business lives. And from a business perspective, it's about leadership, in your leadership for your organization, leadership for your team, that the character of the leader is going to show up in the character of the team. The character of the leader is going to show up in the character of the team. So if the leader is not growing, the team doesn't grow. If the leader is not becoming a better person, the team is going to have difficulty becoming better people. If the leader is drinking the poison, right? John Kreese wasn't working on himself to become a better person. So all that was happening is that he was allowing the poison that's in his life now to be exposed or shared with those other people. So it's the continuing cycle of the leader. The leader is the one that is building the team. And if the leader is building the team based on their philosophies, and their philosophies are off or crazy, then it's going to show up in the team. So even though Johnny's out the picture, so if you watch the series, that at some point Johnny steps away and John Kreese takes over, he's still continuing to share the same information with a younger group of people, and now he's messing with their minds. He's creating the same thing over and over again because that's all he knows how to do, is to create the same mess of stuff, Everywhere he goes, he creates the same mess. So that's quite interesting that if the leader doesn't change, no matter who the students are, no matter what the student was, and you can get a whole bunch of new students, and it's still going to be the same result, the same character flaws, the same bad character destroying the student. So that's my perspective. That's my philosophy. I hope you enjoy it. For those of you who are watching Cobra Kai, I hope you enjoy watching it tomorrow. I will be watching it. I will probably set aside some time this week to check that out, because I like to binge. I'm a binge watching type of person. So Happy New Year, everybody. And until next time, be valiant, be vigilant, and be victorious.